Hi, I'm Jale. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a reading for Gemini, all aspects and all the cross-watcher from now until the end of September. Remember, this is a general reading. Take what resonates and leave the rest. If you feel like this is not for you, check other aspects of your chart. Could well be that other videos are accurate for you. Remember, I am offering personal readings. Information is in the description box below. And let's jump in. Let's see what's going to go on for you guys between now and the end of September for the Geminis, please. Gemini energy. Gemini. Okay, there's a lot of cards here. Where's that gone now? Okay, so you may need to persevere for the rest of this month. If you're trying to work through a situation, you will get it. You will get a wish granted with it. But you might need to put more work into the situation, especially if it's to do with a job. Okay, we've also got a lady here with dark hair. Could be offering a gift or support here. Now, I don't know if you're going to want to take this, but you need to trust your intuition, especially if you're very switched on and psychic here. Again, you could have gone through a bit of depression or anxiety over a situation recently. Just don't immediately dismiss it, but at the same time, just use discernment here. Again, it could be that you're taking on something and you're not sure to accept the offer. I think you will get success from it, but again, it might involve a long journey. Okay, so maybe it involves a lot of work. Maybe it's a coursework or some kind of project that's you've put a lot of work and effort into, and it's like, or maybe it's a relationship that's taking a long time. Maybe this has continued from April time, and that you felt back and forward, like people have got involved in the situation and maybe you didn't quite know how to navigate it. You are going to get news from this, okay? If it's coursework or a love interest or some kind of situation that you've kind of diligently been waiting to hear back from, you will hear from it, right? Let's see what else for the Geminis. What else is going on for the Geminis between now and the end of September? Right, we've got a situation. Some of you are going to need to cut out a situation. If you've been going in circles with a situation, don't entertain it. It's wasting your time, okay? Manifest. Use your imagination. What do you really want, okay? Manifest it. There's a new opportunity that is going to be offered, but if, again, we've got chopped wood and round. Someone is going in loops here, and it's like they don't want to release this. Someone's going to have to. You're perpetually stuck in a bit of chaos here if you continue with this. So it's up to you, but use discernment if you feel like this is your reading. It feels like it's just going to go in a loop if you continue. Right, messages for Gemini between now and the end of September. What else is going to happen? Yeah, okay. So in reference to the last thing that I've mentioned there, I'm going to be really honest with you. Anything that you are attached to, and I'm talking like, I'm going to be real honest with you here, because it's come up, I have to be honest. And trust me on this, like, let's say, for example, you're dependent on caffeine, or you're dependent on tobacco, or you're dependent on sugar, or you need to cut out any attachments, because first of all, next year is going to be the year that if you haven't done that, you're going to, trust me, it's going to be more work. But again, if it's to do with a love situation where you're just attached to the outcome and you're sat on, your life is on hold, you're stagnant and you're just patiently waiting on it, you've missed the whole point of what this is about, okay? And actually you're going to waste your time. So detach to the outcome, and especially if it's an attachment to the person where you're, again, it's like unhealthy attachment, it's a codependency. This is even more a message for you, because even if this person is for you, it's not going to get resolved where you're so attached to it. It's just not. Spirit are asking everyone at this moment to release any attachments for everything. So this is going to be, in my opinion, for you guys, the first thing I'd be looking at, because it's not going to end the way that you expect otherwise. I'm just going to be honest with you, all right? Okay, if you're disconnected as well, there will be a recalibration with this connection. Right, let's see. I want to get some more cards here. Right, for the Geminis, what else is going on between now and the end? I don't know why, but I'm hearing Luann. I don't know. This is confirmation for someone. Right, what else please for the Geminis? Someone's child is also super psychic. And I don't know why, but I feel like this child is actually listening to me talking right now. Wherever this child is, there's a lot of, can I just say this as well? This is not going to be for everyone. This is a very specific message. You're in a very earthquake prone area, and your child is probably acting like there's kind of signs of ADHD. I'm going to be honest with you, by all means listen to health professionals, but I feel like she's actually a geo-empath, and she's picking up on the kind of the ley lines. She's picking up on the earthquake activity and is channeling that energy, and is super distracted and probably having a disrupted sleep. Again, make sure you're using discernment. If you're going to health professionals and they're saying differently, of course listen to them, but please, if I was you, citrine would really help her. Little bit of citrine underneath her pillow, I feel like it's a girl, while she's asleep, to ground her, because this little girl's super on it, very switched on little girl, but she can't ground herself, which is why she's all over the place. And also, by all means, salt bath as well. If, I don't know, maybe again, if she's got allergies to salt or anything like that, then don't, and only put a little bit in. But I feel like this girl is super switched on. Play some Solfago music in her room before she sleeps. It's like her, before she winds down to sleep, she has to ground herself, because she's very switched on. All right, so if that's your message, she could have blonde curly hair, but it's like she's communicating. Her higher self is telling me this, and there's no disrespect towards the parents. I'm not saying the parents don't know this or I know better. It's just that this girl is super talented, and she is definitely a healer. This girl is a little healer in the making, but it's like the energy that she's in right now is very strong, and the people around her don't quite understand it. So that's a little message for someone there. Right, Gemini reading please. Right, there's some adjustments that need to be made, Gemini. Okay. Right, there's some research or learning. Okay, what's the lesson? What's the lesson here? The reason this is not working and someone's attached to the outcome with this previous romantic situation, they've missed the point of this connection. What is the lesson that this person, yeah, there's an inner child issue. Both parties have inner child issues, which is why there's a dependency. I'm not talking about the little girl now that I just spoke about. I'm talking about the previous message before that. You guys have to explore your inner child. Paint, draw, find something that makes your inner. Now, this last message could have been you as a child, and so please use the same information. All right, maybe this was you as a child. That previous, maybe you're an adult watching this, but this was you as a child. If that is the case, use that advice. But there's some energy here of inner child work that is blocking a connection because you're attached to the outcome. All right, have a look into that. What other messages for the Geminis, please? What other messages? Yep, there's a warning. All right. Someone's undertaking in a connection before it's time. Someone is rushing into a commitment before they're ready. And it's, if you are planning on moving in with somebody and you've had issues, or there's a deeper level of commitment coming here where you guys have had issues and it's like, oh, we'll sort this out another time. You haven't really dug into it. Can you please dig into it before you do take on this higher level of commitment, because you're going to have to deal with it afterwards otherwise, and it is going to get harder to deal with, right? Just my advice. You don't have to listen. Yeah. This is someone's ego in the way. This is someone's inner child. Okay, you need to be careful, because again, if you're doing your inner child work, your significant other or this person you're interested in also has the same mirrored things that they need to look at. The way to deal with it is to correct it on your side and let this person figure it out. Messages for Gemini. Yeah. Someone's going for a spiritual upgrade. And so all of these things are needing to be ironed out before Spirit can level you up. And I feel like this has been shown to you quite a lot, but you don't know how to deal with it, or you're hoping that it will just work itself out. It's not going to. Right, what do they need to know? For those people that resonate with this, what do the Geminis need to know here? Yeah, this is self-worth issues. And someone is so connected to an outcome. It's like someone's inner self-worth is connected to whether or not this connection comes through. And this relates to a childhood issue that someone's not corrected. Okay, if the person you're dealing with is super selfish, you need to take that energy on and focus on you and correct these inner child issues and then relook at it. Otherwise, this is not going to shift. Okay, sorry to be blunt, but what else is happening for the Geminis, please, between now and the end of September? What else? This is interesting. Clarify these cards, Spirit. Right, I don't know why I want to say this. You need to stop giving your power away. Do not block and restrict what you need to be doing for fear of a situation not coming out to your advantage. If you are in your own identity and your power, this situation, if it's not for you, will be moved. Someone is trying to force a situation by pretending to be someone they're not because they think it's the easiest way to get through it. It's like someone's not saying their truth. They're trying to hide how they feel. They think it's going to cause an argument, so they're just keeping quiet. It's not going to work. You need to speak up. Because you guys are going to move forward and I don't know, move in together, and then you're going to want to speak your truth then, and this person's going to be like, who's this character coming in? You have to live in your... Someone at some point in your childhood told you not to be who you are, and you need to live in your authentic truth. Sorry if I'm getting super into this now, but yeah, I'm getting annoyed for you. Someone at some point either did... It was like, you know when you get those kind of old school parents, like you've got to be seen but not heard. One of you, some of you, were taught not to live in your authentic truth because it was too much of a hassle for your parents to deal with, but you're carrying that energy into relationships. Can you not do that? Because Spirit actually want you to be happy and enjoy your life, and at the moment you're hiding this because you're fearing arguments, and that's not going to help you. Messages for Gemini, please. Oh my lord. Yeah, it's good to be able to navigate and be flexible with how you're reacting to things, but don't do yourself out of your own truth, because this is not going to help you in the long run. Don't dig into this. Like, how do you really feel about the situation? It's a very telling thing when someone won't go too deep in a situation, because they'll only go as deep as what they've gone in within themselves. And if you're in that energy, how can you expect someone else to go deep if you're not willing to? You have to remember the mirrored aspect of these things. Okay, just again, my guide's just saying, just observe how this could affect you. Gemini, please, between now and the end of September. Between now and yeah, look, adjustments are required. If you truly want this, you are going to have to do some of the work. We'll focus in on that, what that else that could be, and work through your fears. Moon in Scorpio. What are you fearing? I think it's your truth. I think you fear your truth. And I don't know why, but I'm hearing possessions. It's like someone's so focused on the material. Focus on your truth. You have... Let me just get some more information on this. Okay. Let's go with this deck. Right, can you give me a bit more information on the Geminis working through their fears? What else? What do they need to focus on? What do they need to do? What else, please, is coming up between now and the end of September for the Geminis, for YouTube Collective, please? Yes, it's your ego. Sometimes when I say these things, I think, oh my goodness, they're going to sit and think, who are you to tell me this? Listen, as someone with a million Leo placements, I relate to you. And I've got my progressed sun is in Gemini, and my progressed moon is currently also in my third house, right? So I totally get this, right? But as we've got the North Node in Gemini up until December, you guys have had this as an, you know, your placement for a reason. It's to help you shift into your North Node, your purpose, right? So the last kind of 6 months of this year is going to be super important for you. And because we've already gone past August, which is mid-month, mid-year, it's like these are the things that should be getting wrapped up. And the ego is one of those things. It will always tell you what you don't want to know, or you don't, it will redirect, it will misdirect. So let's say, for example, there's an inner issue. Your ego will keep you stuck because it's a false kind of sense of safety that it will try and keep, right? And it's not easy to move past that, but something is easier for you not to deal with because it's a comfort zone. Now, maybe you're dealing with someone that's in that energy, but you are also probably going to be dealing with that energy. So let's say, for example, you're like, oh, I don't want to dig too deep because, you know, I've got things I don't want to kind of step into with my childhood. Yeah, your ego is keeping you stuck because it's a false sense of security, right? So situations that are not deep or that do not really kind of give truth, you need to stay away from. And if that means digging into your own truth at the expense of feeling a bit uncomfortable, do it, right? Maybe you don't want to cause drama. Maybe you don't want to be the one that has to listen. You need to speak your truth, whatever situation this is in. What else for the Geminis, please? Yeah, it's like you want a simple life. Some of you are just kind of like, look, I don't want to deal with this. I've already gone through too much. Let me just listen. Again, this is the thing. There's a difference between having a simple life and in a comfort bubble that doesn't serve you, because you're going to grow out of it at some point. It's like some of you, it's a false sense of security. And it's done because you think it's just a protective thing, whereas Spirit are trying to push you past this. Right, what else for the Geminis, please? Yeah, it's like there's an energy of total detachment or domination, where you're either totally not invested or you're totally invested, right? There's an extreme energy, and that's to do with your ego. It's fluctuating between disconnected and kind of disassociation, and being so focused on the prize that it's like that's all you can see. That is an issue that needs to be corrected for some of you. All right, so definitely have a look into that. Okay, what else do the Geminis need to be aware of, please, between now and the end of September? Yeah, your concentration on where you want to go. Don't be influenced by things that are validating the same issues you've had. Remember, this North Node cycle, which is in Gemini, is, especially if you do have a Gemini sun or a moon or other placements, is meant to kind of transition you to a new point. You need to be really focused on this now, because again, my guides are saying you don't want to miss out. This is an opportunity to kind of leapfrog and utilize that energy. Assert your energy on it, you know, utilize your energy. You are having choices here, but again, tried or tested, or something that actually empowers you. The tried and tested that, you know, again, Spirit are kind of wanting you to move away from the obvious things, especially if something only is to do with intimacy, and I'm talking about the sex variety, right? Don't fall into that where it's like, oh, they're just going to give me that and then nothing else, because then what's that showing you? Now, if you're saying, well, I want that, that's fine, but Spirit's saying don't sell yourself short. Don't sell yourself short. It's like someone is taking what they can get here, and it's not doing them a service. Just check in with yourself. Does this feel good? Is this right for me? If it's right for you, go ahead. Do whatever you need to do. But for some of you, it isn't right for you, but you don't know how to move through it, right? And that's the issue. That's the focal point of the guides there. They're not trying to judge people. That's up to you, your choice, your free will. But for some of you, you don't want just something casual. You want something else. But Spirit is saying you have to acknowledge that energy within yourself. If you're not acknowledging that within you, no one else will. Does that make sense? Yeah, you're blessed. Look at this energy. You guys are blessed. You need to start remembering. And if, again, maybe you're sitting there saying, yeah, but I don't know if I want to move out of this because I want this. If this is for you, it will always be for you, right? But this is about exchange, okay? Meeting yourself halfway. If you're not even prepared to acknowledge this, how is someone else going to? All right, just use discernment here. All right, let's pull some final cards. Let's get Ganesh advice. What can you tell the Geminis, please, Ganesh? Final message, please, for the Gemini reads. Final message for the Geminis. What is the final thing you want to say, Ganesha, for the Gemini reading, please, until the end of September? Yeah, thank you, Spirit. Okay, perfect example. It's a spiritual quest. This is your spiritual quest speaking here. And it's about learning sustenance of self, learning what you're made of, understanding what you're made of, not just kind of taking everything at face value, and nurturing that ability, nurturing the self. Okay, it will be reciprocated if you're putting the energy in. But this is part of your spiritual lesson. Okay, if you put it in, you will receive it back. Hopefully that is of some help, guys. Thank you for your likes, your shares, and your subscriptions. It means a lot to me. Until next time, take care.